I am so nervous because this is going to be the very first Amy Uncut, and that's going to be in the title of the video and everything. And I'm trying something new because I want to normalize uploading videos and sharing content that is slow, unedited. So this entire video is not going to be edited. So I gotta be comfortable with making mistakes, silences, and not trying to fill every corner, every white space, every, silent moment. And it's just going to go the way that it goes. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that this kind of gives you inspiration to try something like this, or courage to not always have to feel that you have to become, no one is perfect. And I think this video is going to be definitely evidence for that type of thing. See, I'm already getting tongue-tied and I just started this video. But anyway, so welcome to an Amy Uncut video. I am excited though. I'm nervous, but excited. I think the end result of this is going to be very cringe / I'm gonna feel so weird not editing anything out. And for the most part, I think if there's like if I have to take a bathroom break, of course I'm gonna pause the video and then come back and then we'll pick up where we started. But this is going to be a Q&A. I took a poll here and there on my Instagram, YouTube, my YouTube like community tab. I also got a couple comments from my previous YouTube videos. So I thought this would be a fun time to do like a very chit-chatty, yappy session. And also the reason why I wanted to do something like this is because I want to make it more I don't know, like practice what I preach kind of thing. Like I want to slow down in this space. And I feel like YouTube, long form in general, is already kind of that type of mannerism instead of Instagram and TikTok, because obviously those are short form and you're consuming so much like quick and snappy content and it's harming our brains. And so I want to contribute in a good way into YouTube, that it's okay to like show up imperfect, and let's normalize that. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like we put such high standards on ourselves and we kind of carry that weight with us. And I just want to be the person to not make you feel that way if I can, Hi, Rumps. Okay. Do you want to come join? Nope. He said nope. Anyway, I thought I would also treat this video kind of like a live stream, because I've done a couple live streams so far and I love it so much. And I upload that video anyway, and I still upload it, you know what I'm saying? And it's uncut. It's just one long video. It's usually like an hour. Not that this video is going to be an hour, I don't think. It is currently 8:09 a.m. on a Sunday. So I thought I would get some filming done because I need to upload a video today. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the perfect time to try something out like this. I hope you like it. I did ask this question if you guys would like to see something like this in the form of like a favorites video, or I don't know, something else. And today it's going to be a Q&A, but maybe later down the road when I feel more comfortable with this type of style, I can integrate other types of content as well in this format of Amy Unfiltered. Sorry, I'm like looking at my dog because he is looking like a hot mess. He just ate breakfast. Do you want to come join us? No, he's not going to make an appearance. See, if I was able to edit this video, I would just like grab him and then put him on here. I mean, I could still do that. See, this is the thing. I need to get comfortable with silences in all aspects of my life. Like in work meetings, I try to fill the void because I feel awkward and tense. I just feel like I need to say something to make everyone else feel comfortable as well, because I just kind of get this anxiety. But I need to let that go. Release the pressure, okay? I have a cup of coffee with me here to accompany me. I have the Nespresso pod in, I think it's like a Starbucks version. I wanted to try it. I think it just kind of tastes the same as all the other ones. It's a caramel flavored one. Anyway, sorry. It is still the morning. I didn't wake up too much earlier, so my throat is a little groggy. But anyway, see, I would cut all of this out if I was editing. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started because I did collect a couple of questions from you. So it's going to be like a yap sesh, and if you don't know me that well, I think this will be a great way for us to share information and, I don't know, relate to a couple things in our lives, and I can help you understand like my background and things, give you context, I guess. Okay, alrighty, let's start. I'm not gonna go in any particular order because why do I feel like you guys are so far? Maybe I should bring you closer to me, since it is kind of an intimate video. All right. And hopefully this kind of feels like a FaceTime, you know? My phone is just very far away. Okay, I'm gonna bring you close because I feel like this is just better when you're right here. And my eye is so red. Please ignore that because my allergies have been so bad. Also, why is it so sunny? Okay, I'm gonna have to like, it's such a lovely day, but I'm gonna have to tilt away from it because the sun is smacking me in the face right now. Alrighty, Romper is still being so ridiculous. Let me actually show you before we get started. Look at him on the floor. Like, what are you doing, sir? What are you doing? Alrighty, anyway. Can you still see me? Okay, cool. Let's go through the questions. I kind of want to answer this one funny question first to get us kicked off because I thought it was hilarious. Someone asked me in a YouTube, oh, now you want to join? Okay. Someone asked me in a YouTube video maybe like a month ago, and they asked why I call my husband Chubbs, like CHUBS. And I think when I call him that, a lot of people think that I am using like a mean word, like that I'm calling him chubby, but that is far from the case. It's actually funny because when I explain it, people are like, oh, that makes so much sense. So my husband's name is Charlie, and he's my hubs. So I just combine the words together and call him Chubbs. It's as simple as that. But it's just funny to me because I think it just stuck in my brain when I started calling him that, and then I just now like to use it because people are like, why do you call him Chubbs? I just think it's like a term of endearment, you know what I'm saying? Okay, anyway, that was the first question. And then someone asked, okay, I might jump around a little bit, like I said, with the questions. Alrighty. Well, I don't know what to answer first. I feel like I should have prepared for this video a little bit more. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, hi. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Oh, I really like this one. So, are we getting into the nitty-gritty already? Yeah, let's do it. So Vicky asked, there's 5 love languages. If you could add a 6th one, what would it be? And I had to actually think about this for a moment because honestly, there's already 5 love languages, so I am not that creative to like think up, like conjure up another one in my brain immediately. But I don't know if this counts, but this is the best one that I could think of. And I think it's like the action of showing up. And granted, that very much aligns with like acts of service, quality time, you know. You can show up in so many different ways, but for me, it's like I think it bridges across a lot of different love languages that already exist, but any form of showing up. See, for me, I really, really appreciate when people show up for me in the ways that they know how to, even if it doesn't perfectly align with any of the 5, or if it does, that's great, but I feel like it's like a subcategory, you know what I'm saying? I love when I'm hosting something, sorry, and they show up to my events, or if I'm having a bad day and I post something on Instagram and they check in on me via text, or they call me in the middle of the day because they're thinking of me, like things like that. Like, and I know that that aligns with, like I said, a lot of the ones that already exist, but that's one I would add because I feel like very rarely we recognize that, and it's harder to kind of tell if someone is doing that since you do have to see and acknowledge and identify how each person likes to show up for other people. Like for me, for instance, like if I show up for people in the way that like if people ask me to come to their event, or like I'm an in-person person. Like, okay, this might surprise some people, but I am at heart an introvert because I get drained very quickly when I'm always like on the go, out and about. I'm such a homebody. And when I'm like constantly socializing with people, it drains me. Like I need to recharge my battery alone. That's why I love to read. I like to journal. I like to stay at my house. It's so nice. And hang out with my dog. Truly the only person in this entire world who doesn't drain me when I'm still with them together, like in the same vicinity, is my husband. And the reason is because he's my best friend. He's my husband. That's the reason why I married him. Can you imagine if I got drained by him and we lived together? And that wouldn't be a fun time. But that would be the love language that I would add, I think. And yeah, sorry, to just circle back to what I was talking about. Yeah, I like to show up for people in those ways where like if they want to hang out with me, if they need to catch me up on something, I just like to show up, make sure that they know that I see them, that I hear them, that I want to be there for them in the highs and the lows. So that's what I would add. Okay, sorry, that was long-winded. The next question I want to get into is, sorry. Okay, so Tina asks, how did you and your husband meet? Okay, so this is long story short, because I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of this in this video, since it'll truly be an hour long just with this question. But we met in the workplace. We actually worked in the same company for about, not super long, maybe 6 months total. A year. But I didn't get to know him for that entire year. I think it was the later half of the year when I truly got to like hang out with him more. But we were working in very different functional areas of our space, and we weren't even working on the same building, in the same building level, like the floors. And then when we did like a huge restructure of our company and then we went into the same floor, we worked at the opposite sides of the building. So it's not like we ran into each other very frequently or anything like that, but we met because of a company happy hours, networking events, and mutual colleagues and things like that. So also, this workplace was so toxic. Like, it was one of the worst places that I've ever worked at in my life. And this was like the only good thing that came out of this work situation. So that's how I met Chubbs, or Charlie, my husband. Next question. I should have really figured out which question to answer first. I'm so sorry. I did not prepare the way that I should have. Okay, I'm so sorry. You probably would have noticed that I just cut out a couple silences because my throat was really itchy and I needed to clear it out. So I'm so sorry. I didn't want you to hear it because, that's nasty. But we're jumping back in now. This question, what is the story behind your tattoos? So if you don't know already, I have a couple tattoos. So I have a couple of little ones, like this one's a crab. This one is an easy one to explain because I got this with Charlie during our first trip, together, vacation. I don't know if it was our first one, actually. It might have been a couple ones in, but we got it in California, and I got a crab because he's a Cancer. It's cute. And Charlie got a little fire because I'm an Aries. And I have a couple other ones that I don't care to explain right now just because I don't like them. But it's okay. I don't hate them enough to get them removed by any means because they're so expensive and painful and a time commitment to get them removed. But I have one on my shoulder. It says, "Only in the darkness can you see the stars," which is a tattoo that I got when I was 18 or 19. If there was one tattoo that I could remove, it would be that one because it is pretty big across my shoulder. I'm sure you've seen it in my videos. And so not a big fan of that one, but it's okay. I have one on my thigh. It says, "Find peace in chaos." And then I have two daisies on my ribcage, which is my favorite, from my favorite movie, my favorite rom-com from my childhood is You've Got Mail with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. So I like the daisies because Meg's character, Kathleen Kelly, her favorite flowers are daisies, and my favorite flowers are daisies as well because of that movie, and I decided to get a tattoo of that because it brings me a lot of joy in seeing it, since that was one of the very rare occasions where I was happy as a child. I have a lot of childhood trauma, if you couldn't tell from my previous videos, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. I have another question here. Okay, this one's a fun one. So, how often do you eat sweets? Do you have a strict diet plan? And I do eat a ton of sweets. I used to not really snack or have a sweet tooth before when I was younger, but now I do because my husband Chubbs is also really into snacking, and unfortunately I did adopt that habit, and I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is, you know, and I'm not gonna deny the little joys in life. Like candy and snacks. I will say I like candy more than Chubbs do. He likes more salty, savory snacks, and I like those too, but I really love my candy. Like gummy candy is my favorite. Swedish candy, oh, so good. Yeah, so I do eat a lot of sweets. I eat them very frequently. If it's in the house, I will eat it. So I want to say I eat them almost every other day, to be honest, or every day if I have them in the house. It's so bad. Okay, do you have a strict diet plan? No, as you can tell. No, I don't. But I have a strict workout plan or workout routine. So I exercise at the minimum 4 times a week. And if I can, I will work out 5 days a week. 3 of them, or 1 day is solid core, 2 other days are for reformer Pilates, which is CTR, it's called CTR, which stands for core, tone, and reform at my local gym. And 1 day is like a HIIT, more intense workout. That's either a cardio sculpt or a HIIT workout, or like berries I do a lot, sometimes, or not a lot, but sometimes. I do it like maybe once a month. But once a week, I will definitely do something that's a little bit more intense and cardio heavy or like weights heavy. So I do have a pretty, not rigorous, it's not rigorous, but I do have a very structured workout routine. What inspires you? Ooh, that's such a good question. I feel like a lot of things inspire me. My hobbies inspire me. My little joys in life inspire me. My friends inspire me. The nature inspires me. Things that are like naturally beautiful inspire me a lot. Boredom inspires me, I feel. I feel like we live in a society where boredom isn't celebrated enough, and we just always try to keep ourselves busy and very like on the go, forward momentum, which is great. Sorry, there was rompers fur floating around. And that's great. I love that because I am also a very naturally goal-driven, forward movement-oriented person as a perfectionist, overachiever, underfulfilled overachiever. So I get it. But I think when we allow ourselves to kind of slow our pace down, you know, stop accelerating so much, we see the little things that we don't really notice when we're trying to go super quickly. So those are the things that inspire me. I hope that was a good answer. I don't know. That one was kind of impromptu. I didn't think of that before answering. Okay. How do you feel about life timelines? This one's a very interesting question because I feel like when I was younger, my answer has changed throughout time and maturity and experience, because when I was younger, I was so, and this is so natural, I feel like this happens to a lot of people, but I was so fixated on having a strict timeline of when I wanted to get married, or when I wanted to get married, or sorry, just bear with me. Strict timeline as to when I wanted to graduate college, when I wanted to get my big girl job, when I wanted to make sure that I was financially stable, when I wanted to get married, when I wanted to have a family, when I wanted to X, Y, and Z, when I wanted to have a wedding, like not in that particular order, but you know what I'm saying. And now I'm just like, that is a social construct. That is so bizarre. Like, why are we putting timestamps on a woman's timeline or even a man's timeline? Like, it's just everyone's timeline, right? As a human, like, it's your life. It's your own, it's your book. You write it. You're the author of your own story. That sounds so cliche, but it really truly is true. Do what you want to do, you know? I just feel like we're just putting these unnecessary standards and pressures on ourselves. It's just so unfair. It's so unfair. And when other people try to dictate your timeline, nope. Protect your peace. Protect yourself. I don't believe in timelines anymore because I've changed my career also so many different times. I got married at 27, 28, which isn't too, 27, I think. I got engaged at 26, 27. It's all a blur because I did all of these things during COVID. And those like timeline things did drive a lot of my desires when I was in my early, mid to late 20s even. But now truly in my early 30s, I just don't even care. Like, if I want to change my career tomorrow, I will, and I will not feel bad about it, or I would not feel like I'm behind. At least I'm trying not to feel that way, right? So, yeah. F timelines, who cares? It's your timeline. Everyone has their own timeline, and that's totally, totally normal. Okay, ooh, there's so many good questions. Okay, what is your current luxury wish list? Will you film a current bag collection video? I feel like I haven't thought about my luxury wish list in a while. No, that's a lie. I did. I did actually try on a Chanel bag the other day because, this one definitely is in my wish list, I gotta say. It is the Chanel Mini 25, I believe that's what it's called. I'll put a picture here. This is the little edit that I will do to this video to give you an overlay of an image to make sure that you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so this and I will cut out me like clearing my throat and stuff because that's annoying. But yeah, my desire is to get this in a denim. Oh, wouldn't that be so amazing? I just want a Chanel purse that is casual because I have a couple Chanels that are so formal that I really don't reach for that much, if ever, to be very honest with you. My white Chanel that I used for my wedding day, that was my wedding purse. I think that's seen the light of day like maybe 3 times within the last 5 years. So yeah, but that is a memento. It's something that I wasn't planning on using pretty frequently anyway. It's, my expectations were kind of like that anyway, so it doesn't disappoint me by any means, but I do think that I would love a casual, very informal, unstructured Chanel bag. Oh my gosh, Romper's fur is literally everywhere. I'm so sorry. And okay, so the second part of the question is, will you film a current bag collection video? Yeah, I would be down to do that. I think it's June, so it's like mid 2026, so maybe like at the end of the year I'll do that because it's I think it'll make more sense to do a bag video at the beginning or the end of a year. So yeah, I'd definitely be down to do that. I think that'll be really fun. Okay. Top 3 books. Ooh, okay. Don't hold me to this because I have the right, what is that saying? I have the right to change my mind. I reserve my right to change my mind. That is what it is. Okay, so this is like currently what I can think of on top of my head because I also didn't think of this question, or I didn't think of my answer before I got into this question. So top 3 books. God of the Woods, Liz Moore. So good. That was my favorite book. 5 stars, 6 stars from last year. Oh my gosh, I don't know. So God of the Woods. What's the next one? Wait, I need to go on to my Fable because I need to jog my memory. So sorry. Okay. I'm just looking through my list right now. Okay. I know this is kind of a hot take. No, I feel like it's kind of dividing because a lot of people love or hate this book. Normal People by Sally Rooney. So, so good. I love books about complicated people. And I don't really necessarily need to love the characters. They could be really flawed and complex and emotionally distraught and very flawed, imperfect. Did I already say that? I might have. But I don't really need to root for a character to like the book. I just need the emotional depth to be really good and the plot to be driven. It's just, I need to be interested in the characters. The characters need to be interesting. They don't necessarily need to be likable for me to like a book. So just FYI, because Normal People, it gets a lot of heat for the characters not being very likable. And then, okay, so that's 2. I think top 3 books, that's so hard. Man. I don't know the last one that I want to pick. That's so much pressure. Okay, just for the sake of choosing something. Oh, The Conditions of Will. Jessa Hastings. I love Conditions of Will. That altered something, some chemistry in my brain. I ate that book up, like all the bookish girlies say. All right, next question. How to make friends as an adult in your 30s, 40s, other than the workplace? So this one is such an awesome question because I love making adult friendships, and that is something that I am actually pretty decent at because although I'm an introvert, I am outgoing. I think those two things are very different. Like, I'm social, but I still recharge by myself, alone, with some silence or some activity that's solo activity. But I do love making friends as an adult. I think it is so fun, and it is it's so necessary because I love meeting people in different phases of their life. And although I hold a special place for obviously like long-term friendships, people who I have known for a long time, or childhood friendships, they're also very unique and just so special in their own way. But I think honestly, like when you meet a new friend as an adult, you guys have to have similar intentions, and that's what's so beautiful about it. You always show up for each other in the way that you are able to, and you have to intentionally make time for them because as an adult, proximity is not so much a thing. You don't have a ton of things that overlap in terms of your life. Like, you don't know all the inside jokes that you might know with a childhood friend. You're like starting from scratch, and the baseline is the same. Like, you both have to show up for each other in a similar manner for you to be able to like kick it off and build a foundation, like any new relationship. And I think there's something so awesome about that. I've met a ton of really amazing people. You good? Through making friends as an adult, and I love that. But okay, so sorry. How to make adult friends? You need to show up. Like, you need to expose yourself to uncomfortable situations. Like, I did it. Okay, also, I'm not telling you what to do. This is just purely from my own experience, and what has helped me is show up to events. You can recruit a friend if you already have a friend that you could potentially like go with, so that you have like a comfort security blanket, if you will. You can go with your significant other, but don't try to like stick with each other. Like, go together and then use each other for comfort and safety, but branch out, like separate, and then like make an effort to strike up a conversation with strangers alone, and then like come together, and that doubles your effort, like effortlessly, to get to know more people. And then like you will obviously kick it off in terms of like who you get along the best with, who you had the best conversation with, similar hobbies, lifestyles and things. So I think that's one great way. And those types of events, like you can literally Google on like Eventbrite, or join Facebook groups, Bumble BFF. And I feel like there's a lot of ways to like attend events around your local area, or like if you live near downtown in the city, there's tons of things that you can show up to where there are a lot of people that gather to make new relationships and network and just get to have fun in the process. So I think that's one really great way. Also, mutual friends. If you have friends already who you're really close with, confide in them and ask them if they have any people in their network that they're willing to share with you. Like, I've met so many amazing people through mutual friends because my friends don't gatekeep, like, we don't gatekeep people from away from each other. And we're always like, oh my God, I would love to meet you. I would love for you to meet my friend X, Y, and Z. They are so like you, and you guys would kick it off. Like literally today, later, I'm meeting up with my one of my best friends, Courtney, and her friend that she got to know better recently. And we're all like going to the pool together because Courtney really wants me to meet her because she thinks that I would get along with her and we would be able to have a really good friendship. So it's kind of like, yeah, use the network that you already have. I think that's another great way to make friendships as an adult. I hope that was helpful. I can really talk about this so much more, but oh my gosh, I'm already at 31 minutes. Oh my God. Okay, so let's get to business. All right, let's go to the next question. Okay, we have two more questions left. So I think I can breeze through these and then we will call it a day. And I'm so glad that we're doing this because I do feel a lot more comfortable now. It does truly feel like a live stream. Like I feel like I'm talking to you right now in real life, which I love. Maybe one day we will do a live stream. I don't know. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. But I do live streams for my Patreon. If you are interested in joining, I will leave the link below. It's called Sunny Mail Club. And you can join digital pages, which has the live streams included in the membership. But if you do soft pages, I send you mail every single month with like cute little stickers, stationery, journaling goodies, all that stuff, if you're interested. All right, so the next question, speaking of, how did you get into journaling? And I feel like I've always been a bit of a journaler. I've been journaling on and off for like the past 2 years. 3 years. I haven't really shown it as much until like last year when I rebranded this channel. But I've loved always like documenting like monthly recaps of all of my joys throughout the month. And I love arts and crafts and things, but I'm just like not super good at it. I'm not the most artsy person by any means. I feel like I am very much a beginner still, but I've never been into like bullet journaling for this reason. But I do love journaling in the sense that like I love memory keeping, photos, like visual aids to spark memories. I love stuff like that. I got into it because I think, like I said, I've always loved paper and I've always loved stickers. And I feel like that naturally kind of branched out into journaling as a kid. And I always loved planning as well. So that also kind of integrates into it. So yeah, I don't know like one distinct moment where I was like, oh, I'm just gonna journal. It's just always been kind of part of my life, which I love. This is the last question, and I feel like this is one of the best ones to end the video with. How did you get into YouTube? She said, truly one of my faves these days. And this is such a good question. So I've always wanted to be a YouTuber, I feel like. Not full time, but always as a side hustle. I feel like my very first, this channel is shut down many years ago now, but my very first channel was a singing channel where I would film myself singing like covers of my favorite songs because I love singing. If you didn't know already, I used to want to become a singer like professionally. I did a little bit of that in my early 20s. Like I literally like auditioned and everything, and I got into one of them and then practiced a little bit, like a couple months in this like TV show thing. And then it kind of fizzled out because I knew that it wasn't a very sustainable lifestyle for me, at least. Like, I wasn't willing to take the risk that it takes to become a singer eventually. And yeah, I don't regret those choices, but you know, sometimes I do wonder like, oh, what if I just stuck with it a little bit more? Like, my life would have looked so different. But yeah, so my very first channel was for singing. And then I branched out even further because now I am, if you don't know already, I also have another side hustle where I'm a makeup artist for weddings mostly. And I got into makeup when I was maybe like 16 or 17. So I decided to have a beauty channel at that time. That also evolved, and I grew out of that because I felt like that space wasn't a space that I wanted to be in. And then I evolved into fashion, luxury fashion, handbags. That was like the most recent content before the rebrand that you probably saw, and how you found me, to be honest, because a lot of people found me through those videos, like hauls, try-on hauls, luxury handbag videos, reviews, stuff. And I still kind of want to do those things like here and there on this channel, but not be the main focus of it, because my lifestyle is a little bit different now. My values are different. And so I rebranded most recently to Slow Hobbies, as you are aware of now, intentional living, making the day-to-day beautiful and meaningful as much as we can. So yeah, which really tracks, because this whole video is about slowing down and making sure that we are being cognizant with ourselves to not feel the pressure of always being perfect, or, you know, all of those things. So self-improvement also, you know, that falls into that category, but mostly it's about like slow hobbies, or, you know, just hobbies in general. So yeah, I think those are all the questions. Let me just make sure that I got everything. That is it. Let me just take a sip of my coffee because my throat. I straight up have been talking for 37 minutes straight. And like I said, the only parts that I will cut out of this video is like the nasty throat clearing portions, and then me showing you reference pictures of what I was talking about throughout the video. But that is everything. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and it felt like we're just FaceTiming friend to a friend, because you truly make my day brighter. And thank you so much for being here in the corner of this internet, because I truly adore this community. I love YouTube. YouTube is just like truly my space to feel comfortable and safe for me to share all of me with you. And I'm trying to be a little bit more like open and share more, because I do realize that I don't tend to talk as much anymore in my recent videos, and I want to change that. I want to talk more, actually, because I've always felt that people didn't care about what I had to say, and maybe they don't, that's fine. But you know, why am I trying to, I think I've just always been trying to optimize the content so that like we hold people's attention. And, you know, no one likes yappy videos. Like, everyone wants you to get to the point and just show nice visuals and B-rolls. And I love all of that, you know, and I will still continue to do those things, but I want to talk more with you guys and let you in on in my brain, you know, if you want to see that, because I feel like that's how you get to learn more about each other. And I hope this was fun. This was fun for me too, but it was just kind of nerve-wracking because obviously it's a bit scary, and it's gonna be weird when I look back on this video because I'm not editing, but it's going to make me feel like I can upload more when I don't feel like I have all of my things like put together or perfected. And I think that's great, because I think consistency is going to be better than good is better, or I'm sorry, done is, what is it called? What's the saying? Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Is that one of them? Yeah, I think that is. And then the other one is done is better than something. All right, I'm gonna pause here and say goodbye. Thank you so much again for watching. I totally forgot my outro now, because now I feel like I'm in the hot seat. But cheers to more meaningful days ahead, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.